What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's time for the weekly rotation, and we've got some new releases, a couple new release designers, a couple newer affordable Middle Eastern fragrances to my collection, a couple channel favorite classic reachbacks, if you will, and yeah. One of the better smelling weeks as of late. I mean, it's not like there's ever really a bad or mediocre smelling weekly rotation, but got some bangers here. Let's dive into it. It's week number 273. Stay tuned. Starting on Sunday, this is one of the most bang for your buck, entry-level affordable niche fragrances money can buy. Mancera's Cedrat, personal favorite of mine. Talked about it recently on the channel, decided to wear it this week. I mean, you can't go wrong with this one. Sharp lemon, a little tart and fruity, dry, woody smell, a little touch of the leather. I don't get a lot of leather like some people say they get. I get more dry woods than anything else. Wicker basket full of fruits, as I've always described it, but more citruses than like sweet fruits. So I don't really get much sweetness out of this, but this is good for everything. Above average performer, not a beast for me. I'm sorry if you experience severe nose fatigue. It is not a weak fragrance. If you're experiencing weak performance, it's some nose fatigue. I promise. I promise. That's what it is. It just smells really good. You can wear it every day. Signature scent, you can wear it to dinner. It's going to pull compliments. It's high compliment level type of stuff. It's just so, oh man, so good. So good. An iconic fragrance in the online space, and still my default answer for what's a first entry level niche fragrance to jump on. It's not going to cost a lot of money. It's really good, really easy to enjoy. I mean, not everybody loves it, but a lot of people do. During the day, Mancera's Cedrat. Just, I think, a timeless classic. As far as when I got out the shower, I've been rocking this one a lot lately. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I've been going back and forth to it. Juicy grapefruit, freshwater aquatic, not super salty, a little bit of saltiness. Soft and woody, clean musk, very clean, almost shower gel like, but not completely. Really good though. Average performance at best, 5-6 hours. Let's call it the 4 to 6 hour range, depending on your skin and your nose sensitivity and stuff like that. But another high compliment factor fragrance. Not a great year-round fragrance unless you just like wearing fresh fragrances all the time, and yeah, it's great for that. But cool, warmer weather. It's a standout. It's really easy to like this fragrance. It's gotten a lot of hype and a lot of love over the years from a lot of different people for a lot of really good reasons. It's warranted. Out the shower, Mont Blanc, Legend Spirit. Moving into Monday, we've got what I believe to be one of the very best designers released so far in 2025, Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Elixir. So this has that DNA of the EDT and the Extreme. Take the cobalts, the two cobalt fragrances out of this because they're kind of their own thing. They're both amazing. But they don't really smell that much like that cacao sweet DNA, not heavily anyways, of Bad Boy. Whereas this has it. And this has kind of a rough and tumbled spiced leather accord, a little animalic. It's got a smoky incense smell. And it's got this iris note that still surprises me that it really settles into a nice powdered iris smell with a kind of not completely animalistic leather accord, but it's a little edgy because the way it's spiced. Like, this is really, really good. Not a warm weather fragrance. Cooler, if you still got some moderate to mild cooler weather, still plenty of opportunity to wear this one. I don't think it'll be good in the heat. But evenings out, indoors, climate control, will totally work fine. But, this is going to stay a top 3 designer release this year. This is the one to beat for me. It hasn't been dethroned, but no matter what, I don't see it breaking that top 3. So good. So good. A little earthy even. It's really, really, again, I can't encourage you enough to try this. I think of the base DNA, it's the best of the bunch. When it comes to EDT, Extreme, Dazzling Garden, just you name them. Again, the cobalts, kind of their own thing. But this, amazing. Get your nose on it. Bad Boy Elixir. And then when I got out the shower, I really like this one from Fragrance World. Keep going back to it. I like wearing it out the shower. It's Fragrance World's French Avenue Arsh. So Arsh is similar to Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé, which kind of revived the discontinued cologne flanker. It's got this zesty, very vibrant citrus at the top, but there's a nice saffron spiciness to this one that adds to that zest, if you will, a little bit of bite, kind of. Very vibrant, juicy citrus, but warm and spicy at the same time as being fresh. A little bit of that almond smell, but not as much. I have done a side-by-side because I do have a decant of Platine Privé, and I'm good with this. Not too often you'll hear me say, I'm good with the clone. I'm not interested in seeking out one of those limited edition bottles. I'm good with this. And it's not that often that I'll be like, nope, just buy the clone. But it does happen. And Liquid Brune's one of them. This is one of them. I'm cool with clone. I'm good. It smells great. I love going back to it. It's an average to slightly above average performer for me. It's actually pretty solid, considering how fresh and vibrant it actually is. It's a very bright fragrance. While not being too airy and light, it's just really, really good. I definitely encourage checking it out. And that's Fragrance World's French Avenue Arsh. Moving into Tuesday, we got one of the new Hawas flankers in Hawas Elixir. Highly reflective. There's the camcorder and the recording software. So, good stuff. Now, versus Le Male Elixir, this one's a little bit earthier in the dry down, a little bit mintier in the opening. But overall, a great option if you're looking for almost Le Male Elixir in a beastly form. This is a beastly performer. Le Male Elixir is too. Club de Nuit Lionheart Man is much more minty. Much more, and that's a great performer. Lataf of the Kingdom I have not tried. I get asked all the time, especially when I talk about this or Lionheart. I haven't tried it. I don't think I really need to. Maybe at some point I'll grab it, randomly throw it in a haul. But I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that Lataf of the Kingdom is really good and pretty accurate and performs well. Latafa's got a really good track record. So there's my opinion without smelling it. I'm confident I can take it to the bank that it's pretty accurate, smells really good, and performs pretty damn good. Because people are going to ask me. And I'm pretty much willing to bet that if I did buy it, I'd probably have the same assessment. I don't think I would like it better or worse than this. I don't think I'd really like it better or worse than Lionheart. If you get any of them, you're going to be good if you're cool with almost Le Male Elixir, because none of them are Le Male Elixir. No matter how somebody on the internet might want to tell you, try to convince you that it's like there's a certain one that's like it's 1-to-1, it's exact. No clones are exact. They just aren't. Reverse engineering and all that good stuff with different materials, different quality oils, different oils in general, a different perfumer, a different lab. It can't be 1-to-1 accurate, but they can get pretty close. This gets pretty close. This is damn good. For $51, yeah, I recommend checking it out. For $30-$40 more, you can get the original if you really want to go with the 1-to-1. But if you're cool with almost, this is almost there. Like I said, a little bit mintier, a little bit earthier. Monster performer, equal to or maybe even better than, because Le Male Elixir is a monster. So totally worth checking out. There's no misses. They have not had a miss in the Hawas lines. That's what I rock during the day. As far as out the shower, my favorite fragrance, Zaharoff Signature Seraphim Blue. It's what I wear the most. I deem if there's a fragrance that you just wear the most, it's your favorite fragrance. By year's end, I'll have maybe a third of the bottle left, maybe close to finishing it. I don't wear it as much as I did last year. It came out last summer. Hasn't even been out a year, and I put that big of a dent in the bottle. It's my favorite fragrance. It's one of the only 2 fragrances I've ever given a 10. The other one is Raja Parfums Solar Blue. 2 niche blue twists, not standard blue fragrances, even though blue's in the name for both of them. Because I've had people argue with me that this isn't a blue because they just look at, if it's not generic designer blue type stuff, then it's not blue. It can't be blue if it doesn't smell like these designer blues. So narrow-minded people, and somebody just watched this section, heard me say that and got offended and took it personally, and they're mad as shit right now. They might even be typing about it. Oh, you're talking about me. I don't know any of y'all. I'm not talking about anyone specific. Breathe. It's a perfume opinion. Sample first, though, because this is one that just because I deem it a 10 out of 10, you may think it's a 5. You may think it's a 7. You may think it's horrible. You can get samples for $7, 3 mLs from the discount. You know, the link down below. 10% automatically comes out if you use the link, so it's actually going to be less than 7. Be 70 cents off, 10%. This is a fresh green opening with a little bit of a crisp bite to it. It's not super fruity. There's a little bit of apple, but it's more of a crispness that it has. Minty from eucalyptus, breezy saltwater aquatic from some sea notes, and a little bit of seaweed that you get in there. Some creaminess from coconut. I don't get loads of coconut. I've had people tell me they get a ton of coconut from it. So it's case by case, skin chemistry kind of thing. Everybody's nose a little different. I don't get loads of coconut, but I get noticeable coconut. And it's more of a creamy, lactonic, like coconut milkiness. Freshwater accord, clean musk. It's just really freaking good. It's just as aquatic and powdery iris as it is fresh and green and minty. So beautiful stuff. Beautiful coastline blue type of stuff. Out the shower, my favorite fragrance. Signature Seraphim Blue. Moving to Wednesday and Thursday, I wore this back-to-back days. I was working on a review. If you want further details, I would encourage checking out the review on what I wore during the day. Ahmed Maghribi Blue Oud. Somebody in the comments in that video had mentioned Hawas Fire and Gisa Imperial. Yeah. I would say you get more Orientals here with that, you know, synthetic sweet medicinal oud accord, frankincense, gaiac wood. Like there's elements like that going on. There's a leather accord and so on, which is not really all that animalic and Oriental, but they're there. But like Hawas Fire is more fruitiness, peppered fruits, and aquatic. So, and I think this is more Imperial from Gisa than it is Hawas Fire, but I understand the relation. The way I could look at it is kind of setting the barometer. If you like those two, you'll probably like this. They do relate to one another, not exact, but yeah, I agree. They definitely have some similarity. And if you don't like Hawas Fire or Gisa Imperial, yeah, you probably won't like this. You might still, but this is a good one. Performance is really good. It's fitting name, kind of a blue synthetic oud. Rock this one every day. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not too animalic. Again, like I was saying, not a real challenging fragrance. It smells really good. It's affordable. Performs great. Yeah. I'll put stamp of approval on it for sure. It's a good one. Check out my full review for further detail, but on Wednesday and Thursday during the day, Blue Oud. Then when I got the shower on Thursday, because I didn't wear anything out the shower Wednesday, this has been my go-to. Shave set from Sphinx Beard, Caribbean Island, which is inspired by Creed Virgin Island water. And Paris Corner's Coconut Lagoon. You can see that juice level dropping. Drinking a pina colada while eating some Skittles. Because I've heard the cop-out of just saying, oh, it just smells like Virgin Island water. Yes and no. Maybe 40-50%, because let me give you the differences. The only real citrus you get from Virgin Island water is lime. Plenty, big dose of lime. This has orange and lemon and I think bergamot and stuff like that. I think lime's in there. Look at it as the yellow, green, and orange Skittle. Because the caramel here doesn't smell like caramel. It smells like sugar cane. And the coconut here doesn't smell like creamy pina colada. It doesn't smell like sunscreen. It doesn't smell like coconut milk or coconut water. It smells like artificial candied coconut. Like think Almond Joy kind of coconut. Think the coconut you find in candy. That kind of coconut. And the citruses are sugar candied citruses. So that's why I say kind of Skittles. When you throw these together, it smells like freaking Skittles. It really does. Separately, not so much Skittles, but together, fucking Skittles. And if you have Virgin Island water and this, throw them together. I haven't done that yet, but it's basically doing the exact same thing. It's literally the best aroma I've ever smelled in my life. Me and the wife both agree. It's like the greatest thing we've ever smelled. That's why I keep going back to this every time I shave, because it just smells so freaking good. This is a combo. I'm not the layering type, because these are technically different. They're not the same scent. They're similar. They're not the same. And when it's similar, when it comes to a shave set and a fragrance, I'll throw them together sometimes. That's my version of layering. And this is fucking amazing. I can't stress it enough. When I run out of this, I'm going to get a new set. When I run out of this, I'm going to get another bottle. Because eventually, I'm going to run out of these. Because I keep going back to them. I don't get sick of them. It's a highlight of my day to smell this combination. It's a highlight to wear this by itself. It's my favorite Paris Corner fragrance. This is my favorite $30 fragrance I've gotten maybe ever. It's my favorite coconut fragrance over Virgin Island water. It's a candied coconut. And I've had a lot of people tell I get no coconut whatsoever. It goes back to the blue argument about Seraphim blue, because it's not the typical coconut. Just like that's not the typical designer blue. This, no sunscreen, no coconut water, no coconut milk. Candied artificial coconut. You got to get that mindset. If you're familiar with that, you're like, oh, that's that. Trying to walk you down the path. Amazing. The greatest thing ever of all time in history when it comes to aromas, in my opinion. I'm serious, too. Coconut Lagoon and Sphinx Beard, Caribbean Island. On Friday, what a great duo this was. Mouth the Shower fragrance I keep going back to, and this is a new release. Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma Extradose. So, there's two sides of the coin with this one. It's redundant. The opening is Born in Roma EDT. It's that Invictus bubblegummy smell. The heart and dry down, it's like a higher oil concentration, an extra dose of Born in Roma Intense. It's heart and base. So, wildly redundant to Born in Roma. But it's called Born in Roma Extradose. Just break down the name. It smells like Born in Roma, ramped up, higher oil concentration, an extra dose of the oils. It's dead on. They named it. This might be one of the most appropriately named flankers of all time. Just like Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum is always the standard example I give for the most appropriately named flanker in the history of perfume. Because it sure smells like the original Boss Bottled, intensified, and a higher oil concentration, the Eau de Parfum concentration. It's the most storied, perfectly named flanker. This is a perfectly named flanker. So, if you love Born in Roma and Born in Roma Intense, you're going to love this. I think it's the best of the three. It's the Parfum version. It's the right name, but if you don't want redundancy, you get, let's say you love the Intense. This, yeah, it smells like the Intense, just higher oil concentration, a richer version, an extra dosed version of the Intense. So there's the way to look at it. Obviously sample first, but I tried to be as helpful as I could. This is my opinion. This is my experience with it so far as well. I like it the most. I have the EDT coming. I've had a decant in the past. I have the Intense. And that's my assessment. If I had to keep one of the three, I'm keeping the Extra Dose. The Extra Dose is the best of the bunch. It's rich and thick, and it's that fragrance. Just rich and thick. Sillage is amazing because it's a higher oil concentration of that aroma. It's the best sillage of the bunch. It's not the loudest screamer in projection, but it's also very long lasting. Which makes it, and I might be the only person at the end of the year that has this in their top 10 designer releases of 2025, but to me, one of the best designer releases of 2025 because it is exactly what they named it to be. It is an extra dose of Born in Roma. So freaking good. And I'm sticking to it. That's what I wore during the day. Love it. Love it. Bet y'all weren't expecting that kind of praise for that fragrance. But when I break it down that way, especially if you've tried all three, I know I make all of the sense. All of the logic punched you right in the face. You're like, holy shit, he's right. I know. Thank you, though. But Rayhaan Pacific Out the Shower. I've been going back to this one. Another one similar to Invictus Aqua. This is fruitier. Much fruitier than something like Legend Spirit. That's more grapefruit citrus. This is like sweeter fruits. It's so good. Beautiful atomizer, too. I'm a sucker for everything Invictus Aqua type profiles, even if they're like a spin on it, a twist on it, kind of like it, a little bit like it, their version of it. Direct copy, whatever. I love Invictus Aqua. Especially the 2018. This reminds me of the 2018, but fruitier. It's really good. It's the only Rayhaan fragrance I keep going back. I got 4 or 5 of them. It's the only one I ever really wear. Keep going back to it. It's that good. I got a bunch of fragrances that smell like it, but when you like a certain thing, you just gravitate to it and you keep going back to it. Again, Invictus Aqua. This is their Invictus Aqua. It's great. Out the shower, Rayhaan Pacific. Finally, on Saturday, I wore it during the day. I wore it out the shower. It is that good. It's similar to Torino 21, but way soapier. I don't get kind of the basil doesn't give me the spicy green element like I would like actual Torino 21 does. I get a little bit of mintiness that they don't list. So I initially thought like maybe they were kind of going Renaissance here. So let's kind of call it falling in between Renaissance and Torino 21 somewhere. This is Voux Zingy from Paris Corner. Love the bottle. The fuzzy lime green felt. It's just, I love the bottle. Average performance. Wife loves it. I love it. It's great. It's fresh. It's a bunch of different citruses, clean musk, and super soapy lavender. It's a very soapy clean, like bar soap and citrus. And a hint of green. Like they do have some basil listed. I don't get quite the, typically basil's a spicier green. I get more of a fresher green out of it, but that's why I was thinking, because it does come across a little minty to me, and I was like, well, maybe they are going Renaissance. And then everybody mentioned Torino 21. It's like, yeah, that does make sense. Again, still not a dead ringer for it, but close to it for sure. Had a guy say it's scary close, and I don't know. Do them side by side, my man. And then he's going to say, but I did. I don't believe you. If you do them side by side, it's not a dead ringer. But clearly, I would say, yeah, they were going more Torino 21 than the perceived Renaissance smell I'm getting from it. But again, it comes across that way. I know I'm not accurate with thinking they were going Renaissance. I do know, based on a little research after the fact, yeah, they were going Torino 21. But still, it's not a dead ringer. It's so much soapier. That's the thing. The lavender oil they used here just smells like bar soap. And neither of those have a bar soap smell. Torino 21 or Renaissance. But kind of makes it a twist. It makes it less redundant if you have either of the Zaharoffs. Like there's a silver lining to this. I slowly walked you to my point, but there was a point, and we have finally arrived to it. Makes it less redundant. It makes it kind of more of a twist than a direct clone carbon copy. And I like stuff like that more. I don't have Torino 21. I have a decant. I have a big bottle of Renaissance. Torino 21 is pretty redundant to Aqua Celestia Forte from MFK. It just lacks the spice. Aside from that, they're kind of the same. Like very similar. So it's like that's why I've never gotten Torino 21. Whereas this scratches the itch for it and bar soap fresh. I like that kind of stuff. Soapy clean with citrus and clean musk, right? During the day, out the shower. It's a good one. We're 2 for 2 on really good Voux fragrances from Paris Corner. It's Voux Zingy. Well, that was this week's rotation. I appreciate everybody for checking out the video. There's links down below to everything, both through the YouTube shopping affiliate network with places like Joma Shop and Fragrance Net and so on, as well as links to Fragrance Buy down in the video description, Zaharoff, all the different places that you could check any of these out. Of course, you don't have to make any purchases at all whatsoever to watch my videos. I just appreciate you checking out the video, especially those of you that made it to this point in the video. You're the real MVPs. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.